Hello everyone, this is Critic giving you a shoutcast and game 1 in a best of 7 series between Mouse, Morrow, and EG Machine here on Blistering Sands. This is going to be a Zerg versus Zerg mirror match here on Blistering Sands. A lot of the teams deciding to send Zerg players up first. I'm not 100% sure if that was because of the map, but that does mean that there are a lot of mirror matches, unfortunately, here on Blistering Sands. We now see an Overlord moving out from EG Machine. Same thing also coming out here, and this pretty much looks like every single Zerg versus Zerg that I've casted here on this match, or here on this map. Both players will be setting out these Overlords in order to get positioning and being able to figure out if their opponent will be opening up with a lot of Zerglings. Those Overlords are going to be relatively safe, as Queens have a difficult time trying to get underneath an Overlord until a strong creep tumor highway is spread out. But creep tumor highways also are a double-edged sword, as your opponent Zerglings and Roaches also gain a movement speed as well. That's not something you necessarily want to give your opponent. Back here, you can see both players are still doing the same exact build so far. Extractor now coming in from Machine, and now taking a look at Morrow. Yeah, Morrow doing the same exact thing as well. Both sides will be doing a spawning pool next, going for that metabolic boost on those Zerglings as this game gets underway, and it will really come down to micro and positioning. Now we see Morrow going in for that spawning pool, a spawning pool now coming in from EG Machine, so pretty much the same exact build so far. And now we finally see something a little different, as we now have Morrow moving out in order to do some scouting here with this one drone. That does mean that his economic advantage will not be as strong, or his economy will not be as strong, excuse me, as this drone is now scouting out instead of trying to mine more minerals, and that drone just hovering its way along into that mineral line there. So it will be going up that ramp in just a moment, and we'll be able to see the spawning pool. I'm assuming that Machine, most likely Machine and Morrow, will both stop mining gas the instant they get to 100, unless they want to go for Roaches or Banelings. In comes this one drone now getting some sight in there, and we see Machine still mining gas, so I don't know if that's on purpose or on accident. Back over here, Morrow also continuing to mine gas as well. So it looks as though both players are trying to go for what I assume to be Banelings eventually. So we should be getting a Banelings nest coming in just a moment. 6 Zerglings now being trained, both sides getting Queens as well, and both sides will be moving out with those very early Zerglings, trying to get some decent flanking on their opponent. Yeah, both sides now going for Banelings. So Banelings are very strong against Zerglings, because one Baneling, as we've seen in the past, is able to take down, I believe, up to 12 Zerglings. If it's a perfect surround, I think they can even take down even more. But now we see the Zerglings now trying to give chase. Banelings do deal enough damage in order to just take down one Zergling very easy, or a Zergling off of one detonation. Zerglings now, Morrow now trying to move up with those Zerglings. Both sides just doing some scouting over here, and now we see Zerglings waiting on the ramp, and it looked as though Morrow would have been able to get a decent surround and flank onto those Zerglings, and those Zerglings deciding to finally pull back there. The rocks now being hit by Machine, so Machine trying to take down these backdoor rocks, and now more Zerglings will continue to funnel in, and now we have a decent army of Zerglings coming out from Morrow. There are those Overlords that I did talk about earlier, so that both players have decent size or decent sight across the map. And now we see a hatchery coming into play, so Machine will be able to quickly scout out this hatchery, and yeah, there it is. There's that hatchery, and that is going to be a problem. Zerglings now trying to move out as well. Those Zerglings do have this metabolic boost, and now Machine looking to just try to take down these rocks still, and that's going to be a problem, as there is nothing that really Morrow can do. And Morrow does see that these rocks are finally getting taken down, and he needs to move out with these Zerglings in order to do something. Army-wise, both sides about even. There are, what, 4 more Zerglings for Machine, as he did not go for that expansion, and he does have a little bit more of an economic advantage with those, with a little bit more, no, Morrow having the economic advantage. Sorry, the purple and pink just confusing me just a little bit as these Zerglings continue to slash away, and I'm wondering what Morrow is going to try to do. Morrow needs to perhaps deal some damage on those Zerglings. However, his numbers are a little bit lower, and he needs to perhaps delay these destructible rocks from going down production-wise. Now, both sides are about to be caught up. We do see those Zerg level 1 missile upgrades coming online from Machine, so Machine may be getting Roaches. Yes, we should be getting Roaches in just a moment as well. He is teching to tier 2, so he's probably going to go for that movement speed. Zergling's not going to come around the side over here in order to get some damage, perhaps run up that ramp. There should be one Queen, but may catch some of these drones in transition. No, not even catching the drones in transition, and now we see Morrow teching the tier 2. Zergling's now trying to swarm in. perhaps trying to get some damage. Now going after some of those drones. Both sides just fighting back and forth. Zerglings pecking away. Drones fighting as well. And now a lot of mining has been stopped, but many of those Zerglings just will get taken down by Morrow. Taking a look at the army size, both sides relatively small armies now, 50 and 0. So yeah, that's as small as you can get. And we are now getting roaches coming in from Machine. Machine, by getting those roaches, should be able to start dealing a lot of damage. The roaches do have a base 1 natural armor. On top of that, they do deal a significant damage against those Zerglings. They do not take any, they deal the full 16 damage as it is a base damage, as opposed to bonus versus armored or bonus versus light. So Morrow now mining off of 16 mineral patches, and the longer this game goes, the better it should be for Morrow. Morrow does have the economic advantage right now, as he is mining off of 16 mineral patches, not entering any diminishing returns on that mining, and he also has a decent sized army of roaches and Zerglings. So Morrow will be able to push out in just a moment. You can see both sides are now getting the movement speed upgrade on the roaches, but what really will help out Machine is the fact that he has the level 1 missile upgrades on those roaches. So those roaches are going to be dealing about 10%, 10 to 15% more damage per attack against Morrow's roaches, and that may start to add up. Army-wise, though, you can still see that Morrow has almost twice the army size of Machine, so Machine still needs to macro up a much larger army in order for him to be able to press that advantage. He is also getting Burrow, so being able to play Whack-A-Mole and trying to get more life out of those roaches may help out tremendously as well. Zerglings now just sitting outside the front door trying to keep track of those roaches. He does see a fairly large army of roaches here, 1150, and now in come the roaches of Machine. No, the Machine's roaches now going to try to just take down the backdoor rocks instead, and now in come the roaches over here. So roaches versus roaches. Roaches do have that level 1 weapons upgrade and the movement speed upgrade, so they are going to get a little bit of an advantage there. But in come the Zerglings. Zerglings now surround, and this is going to be a problem for Machine. Machine needs to be able to take down many of those Zerglings, and this is not going to work out very well, as Morrow is just pathing and blocking so many of Machine's roaches. And now in comes the Burrow, and Machine, realizing that he cannot get back into this game, says GG. I thought that GG was just a little bit early. He did have the Burrow here. He would have forced Morrow to at least try to get an Overseer if he wanted to take down any of those roaches. And the standing army, you can see how far behind Machine really is, though, economically speaking. 17 Harvesters compared to 26. Army advantage is definitely Morrow's, and Morrow would have just been able to just push out and get a lot of damage, especially since Machine did not have his expansion. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay and 1v1 Zerg mirror match here on Blistering Sands.